Rudy Gobert has just been traded from the Utah Jazz to the Minnesota Timberwolves, everyone. The Jazz will receive Patrick Beverley, Malik Beasley, Walker Kessler, who was the Wolves' first-round pick this year, Jared Vanderbilt, Leonardo Bolmaro, and then 4 future first-round picks. 3 of them are unprotected. Now, look, when I'm looking at this, obviously it's a blockbuster trade, but I kind of hate it for both teams. For the Jazz, I like it on one level. On another level, I hate it for them. And then for the Timberwolves, I just hate this trade. I just think they overpaid for Rudy Gobert. Look, he's a great defensive player. What has he won? 3 Defensive Player of the Years? But he's not a threat offensively. He's going to be a 14, 13 point per game scorer like he always has been. You know he's good on defense, and it could work. Having to have other teams game plan for facing 2 big men in Rudy and Karl Anthony Towns. That could work out. But I don't see this trade moving the needle for this reason. Because every time you need Rudy Gobert in the playoffs especially, he doesn't show up. All of a sudden, he's a defensive liability. Teams game plan around him because he can be so bad at defense in the playoffs. And then he doesn't provide you with much of a spark offensively. And they gave up 4 first-round picks for this. I don't like this trade at all for the Timberwolves. For the Jazz, like I said, I like it on one level. I dislike it on another level. The level I like it on is, look, they got 4 future first-round picks and 1 first-round pick from this year on Walker Kessler from the Timberwolves. 3 of those future first-round picks are unprotected, which is really good for them. So, look, that's good for the Jazz there. But the level I hate this trade for the Jazz on is the fact that your second best player around Donovan Mitchell is gone. You traded Royce O'Neal yesterday. He's a good 3-and-D player. And now you trade the second best player on your team in Rudy Gobert. See, look, I like the approach to build for the future. I'm all for that. That's what Danny Ainge likes to do. But when you look at this, you cannot waste Donovan Mitchell's prime. Because these picks aren't going on anywhere. They're not using them to trade for anyone else. This is to build for the future, not for right now. And when you trade players like Royce O'Neal and Rudy Gobert, it shows you that you're blowing it up. And the best players that'll help you win, they're not here. And that means you're not really trying to win for right now. It's time to ship Donovan Mitchell out and go ahead and keep rebuilding. Because if you want to do this while he's in town, you're wasting his prime because you're not putting as much talent as you can around him because you're building for the future. They're going. If they keep Donovan Mitchell, if he doesn't request out, and I keep saying he has to request out of Utah, if he does not get out of there, his prime will be wasted. Because there's clearly an approach that the Jazz are taking here, and it's to rebuild. They just traded the second best player on their team for 4 first-round picks, Patrick Beverley, Malik Beasley, a couple other players. Their approach here is not, it doesn't look like to win now. It looks like to win, to be set up to win later. And you cannot waste the precious years of superstar Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell has to get out of there now. This has to behoove him to make a move with his career and just move on. That's what I got. He's just got to move on. I don't like this pick for them because you're going to waste Donovan's prime. Now, when it comes to the Timberwolves, they're really going to regret this trade. I saw Overtime on Twitter. They said that this is going to be the next Boogie Cousins and Anthony Davis. That's just disrespectful. I think with this duo, they're polar opposites. Karl Anthony Towns is a really good offensive player, but he's a liability on defense. Rudy Gobert is a really good defensive player, but he's not going to provide you much on offense. I mean, it could work, though, because like I said, that's 2 big men that you have to game plan for. And I think Rudy next to Karl Anthony Towns brings a really good offensive rebound presence, really brings a really great paint presence. And I think that's good for the Timberwolves. But this move is not going to move the needle, especially on your quest to a championship. Because Rudy Gobert is not a guy that's going to perform in the playoffs. He's just proven that. They're trading for Rudy Gobert and saying, okay, we think you can move the needle. Since we got to the playoffs, we need more. We're trying to win now. We just traded away a bunch of picks. We need you to help us win now. Rudy Gobert's not the answer. I'm just going to say that. He is not the answer. Because in a couple of years, when Rudy Gobert is continuously proving that he is not a good playoff player, and you traded all those picks for you to win now, and all of a sudden you can't get young talent because you decided to go get Rudy Gobert, who can't perform when you need him the most, you are going to be screwed. And you're going to waste the prime of Anthony Edwards, and you're going to end up wasting the prime of Karl Anthony Towns. To me, when you're the Timberwolves, you need to go out and get a player that can move the needle. Who is that player? I don't know. But all I know is that Rudy Gobert is not that player. And to trade 4 first-round picks for him, I don't like that move. Now, look, when it comes to Patrick Beverley, I want to talk about this. I want to talk about Patrick Beverley right here. The dude celebrated like he won a championship just for him to get shipped out. No, look, I like Patrick Beverley as a defender. Obviously, he talks too much at times, but look, I think this situation is funny. But look, I don't like the trade for both teams. On some degree, like I said, I like it for the Utah Jazz. On one degree, I don't like it for them. But for the Timberwolves, I absolutely hate this trade. I just don't think it moves the needle. And for you to trade 4 first-round picks, 3 unprotected, and 1 first-round pick from this year, given that you traded Walker Kessler and you didn't trade for a guy that can move the needle, it's just not worth it. They absolutely screwed up. If I'm trading for Rudy Gobert, I'm probably trading 1 first-round pick, maybe 2. 4, actually 5, given that Walker Kessler was traded in this. 5 first-round picks to be traded for Rudy Gobert. Get out of here. And you know what this tells me? You know what? About Kevin Durant? You know what? I'm just going to say that for next video, everybody. But tell me what you think about it down in the comment section below. Give your grades for both teams. For the Timberwolves, I'm going to give this a D+. And then for the Jazz, I'll give it, let's see, a C. C to C-. But tell me what you think about it down in the comment section below. Other than that, this has been Malik Hicks, a.k.a. The Ranker of the Ultimate Sports TV, signing off. Peace out, and I'll see you on the other side.